and welcome to another rodeo with the Tater Cowgirls. We are back from vacation. I'm here sitting in my garden of Sweden. And no, it's not cooking today. I want to give you some kind of a review of our campground and the restaurants we visited and some activities we did. So this is what today's video is about. Let's start with our campground. So we had a site booked at Riverwalk RV Park in Fortuna, and 2 thumbs up, very friendly service. Speaking of friendly, I have to tell you one thing. Humboldt County is one of the friendliest places I visited in California. And all of you guys who are bitching about California being unfriendly and, you know, liberal and all that, I get it. I'm a conservative living in Silicon Valley, so yes, I get it. But Humboldt County is how California used to be, you know, old-timey. It is where cowboys and hippies live together in perfect harmony. And you won't find unfriendly people. I didn't. Everywhere we went, we were greeted nice and friendly and courteous. So if you want to see real California, you might want to visit Humboldt County. So get back to the RV park. The RV park is very clean. As I said, very friendly service. The lady greeted us and showed us the community barbecue pit and all that, you know. And the pull-through side we were on, it was large. We got our Jeep Wrangler in there, and the 2019 Coachmen Leprechaun, our garlic princess. You stand on a concrete path, and you have a grass next to it where you have a picnic table and you can put your chairs out. It's not very large. There are big trees, grown-in trees, give you shade, but it's not as private as we were, for example, in Crater Lake in the forest. So it's a city, it's a town RV park, but very nice. Can only recommend it. Wi-Fi is super fast. The pool and the jacuzzi are nice. They enforce the rules in there, so jacuzzi says no one under 18 should be in there. Of course, you always have these people who ignore rules and sit in there with their babies, and the lady came out right away and told them to leave. So cool, finally somebody who enforces rules that make sense, by the way. Pet friendly. They have little patches where you can walk the dogs, but there's also the river walk outside the campground. You can walk the dogs, and the dog park from the town is right there in walking distance. So all I can say is it was a perfect location for us to stay a week. It's a short drive to the Avenue of Giants. It's also a short drive to Eureka to get to the Skywalk. It's a short drive to Orick, where we had the trail riding scheduled through the Redwoods. We went to Ferndale to see some film locations, so to that later more. So it's a perfect location, 2 thumbs up. I gave them good reviews. And that's all I have to say now about the RV park. Well, welcome to the Riverwalk RV Park in Fortuna. It's 6 in the morning and nobody's up except of me, so I thought I'd show you around a little bit. Hold on. This is our spot number 15. Great spot, actually. Let me walk back a little. So we have these big trees everywhere in the park. There's enough shade. You park in the the level spots, and then you have a little grass area where you set up your picnic area. So we have a gas grill because I had to e-sign rules before we came, not to have charcoal grills or any of that, and when I came the lady said no, it's okay to have a charcoal grill, but we brought the gas grill. That's okay. Next time we can bring the bocce, and they also have a community fire. She said she invited me to use that if we want to make a fire and have s'mores. That was okay too. So that point has turned out to be not a big problem, because there was a disappointment when we came here, and when I read that and said you can't have fire. Well, that's part of the camping, you know, to have s'mores for the Eddie. Anyway, it's not a problem. And we understand, you know, when they have fire going on in California, you have to act accordingly. Last year we were at Crater Lake and there were people from LA, I mean, having fire in the forest, feet high. This is just, you know, not who we are. So anyway, this is our spot. That's the Leprechaun with the Jeep, which we tow with the Leprechaun. And we were lucky we bought the 2019 Leprechaun because before the big sellout started for RVs when COVID hit. Because all the later built RVs are kind of not that high quality anymore because they didn't get spare parts. Okay, our neighbor has a cute little vintage camper. I'll show you that. Isn't that cute? Clay and I always wanted a teardrop, a little camper when nobody camps with us anymore. Isn't that cute? So the sides are big, but not huge, so you don't have a lot of privacy. But it's okay. Here is the park map, and this is dog friendly, so we have our 2 dogs with us. There's a little dog spot here, and then a bigger one across the street. This is just a little where you can have the dogs. They don't want the dogs pee anywhere in the campground, which is fine with me actually. So here you can walk the dogs. There's also a walk to the Eel River outside the campground, and a dog park. There's some stuff you can use. So we are heading now towards the main building, and this is where the office is, where you come in, and you have to stop here. In the night they have your checkout stuff outside, and very friendly crew. Absolutely one of the best crews we hit in our camping experience, I have to say. The lady in charge showed me the community pit, and which I can use. Here is the pool and jacuzzi. This is a great place, and here are disabled, I think, disabled, yeah, disability showers and bathrooms, and here are the showers, normal showers in the next building. Because you need a code for that.
so good. Clean, very clean. Yeah, basic and not super modern, but clean. That's what's all about for me. So this is good. And see, we have the signs, keep dogs off grass, so they don't want the dogs running around everywhere, which is good for me. So there are all these little fire pits you can use. This is the barbecue area. You can use, you know, we just grill on our spot, but there's a little playground. And they have cabins to rent over there. There's also the community pit over there. They're not going there, they have people there right now. So it's a fairly big campground. I would say about 200 spots. When you check in, you have to drive like you drive out here, behind in the back of the office building. So you go towards Riverwalk Drive. Here's dumpster. They have propane here, propane in the back, so no problems here. Here's another little cabin. The store is closed right now. They have you know, where you get the basics, camping stuff, and some groceries and snacks. Not much, but enough. I got my my gas bottle there for the grill, so that's good. And there are stores like 2 driving minutes away, like the grocery outlet and Walgreens. And yesterday we were for dinner, and that's a big recommendation. It's the brewery pub that's right next to the campground. And they allow dogs in their outdoor seating. I will link to it. I probably take another video once we are going back there. The food is phenomenal. They have vegan food, they have normal food, they have everything, and good beer. Dogs are allowed. Very friendly crew, helpful crew, and we were just happy there because we were tired from driving, and that was cool. So you see, the Riverwalk Drive is kind of noisy, but you really don't hear much in the campground. Also, Highway 101 is right next to it, and I'm amazed how quiet it is. I thought it would be louder with Highway 101 so close. Here is the first gas station. Good to drive in with an RV, so you don't have to go far. And all in all, I give 2 thumbs up for that campground. I think we hit a good one with a very responsible staff. Rules that make sense. People, and you will find those people everywhere who of course ignore the rules. They sit in the swimming pool. They come with 20 kids, sit in the swimming pool and the jacuzzi. Also, no kids should be in the jacuzzi. There's a big sign there. The 20 kids jump in the little pool. Ignore that you shouldn't jump, but you find those idiots everywhere. That's not the campground's fault. These are just people who you know, destroy the experience for everyone. You just have to live with them, I guess. Okay, so this was a little walk, and my crew is still sleeping, so I end this video like camper when Kevin said, right here. See you in the next section.
There are 2 restaurants in walking distance to the Riverwalk RV Park. One is the Bella Italia, where we only ordered in because they didn't have seating where we could be with the dogs, but also good restaurant. The other one was our favorite one from the whole vacation. It's the Eel River Brewery, and the very friendly service staff. We ask, of course, don't just go in and bring your dogs, ask first. And then they let you walk through the restaurant to the outdoor seating, which is very pretty with lights and some heating lamps. We didn't need the heating at when we were there, but they have it if you are cold. And large tables, nice patio where you can sit with dogs. And their menu is cool. So they have 4 vegan items on the menu. Black bean burgers, kind of a salad with some kind of fake chicken, which I don't care for, by the way. And what was the other thing? It was four vegan items. My husband had he eats meat. He had the Redwood Philly. That's like smoked tri-tip. It looked really good. And Eddie had shrimp. So there's something for everybody. Big menu, decent prices, not cheap, but decent prices. And yeah, we went there twice because we liked it so much. The best thing there, if you only are a little bit hungry, you don't want to have, because these portions are humongous there, no matter what you order. The sweet potato fries, I ordered them extra crispy, and they were really good. They were really awesome. I never had this good of sweet potato fries. Yeah, Eel River Brewery got 2 thumbs up from me and a good review. One of the most amazing things we did during our vacation was the Skywalk in Eureka. The Skywalk is located in the tiny little zoo of Eureka, which is not big but very well designed. And the Skywalk is something awesome. You walk on bridges, on hanging bridges in the Redwoods, you know, in the crowns of the Redwoods. You never have that view to the big Redwoods that high anywhere else. So we really love the Skywalk. Also, I'm a little challenged with height, you know, but I walked over those hanging bridges and Eddie ran over it. So that's a neat tip. If you are in the area, go to the Skywalk in Eureka, and also look at the Carson house, which is one of the Victorian mansions. I will we'll put a picture into. That's the one where I have my cowboy, my cow pants on. We were lucky to find a breakfast place nearby in driving distance, 5 minutes from our campground. It was the Out of the Way Cafe. They also got awesome reviews from us. Very pet friendly, outdoor seating. Great breakfast menu with vegetarian items. I didn't see vegan. They have vegetarian items, and if you ask them to tweak them the way you want it, they will. I have to confess, I did eat a vegetarian item there, a veggie omelette. Usually I don't eat eggs, but in that case I did, and it was awesome. Sorry, I'm telling you that. It's all organic food, just like in the Eel River Brewery. Everything is organic, and even the grass-fed beef. That was this. Yeah, the fire brigade was eaten in there too, in the Out of the Way Cafe. You have to wait a little bit on the weekend, probably, because it is packed. So the locals know this is a good cafe. We went there really early, so we had no problem getting seated. They have a little, in the outdoor area, looks like a little fairy garden, you know, with plant pots and plants in it and little furry stuff in it, so it's kind of cute. The best part of our vacation by sure was the trail ride through the Redwoods. We had booked with the Buckarettes, the Redwood Creek Buckarettes as their official name is, and they are located in Orick, where you also see the corkscrew tree. That's in the same area from the Avenue of Giants. And it started, you know, I had a Charlie horse 10 minutes after I got up the horse, and I thought, oh no, that's not gonna be good. But the Charlie horse, thank God, went away before we even hit the forest. And my horse, Tucker, was a really good horse. He didn't give me any grief. He was a perfect gentleman. And we were riding up from sea level to 1,200 feet. So that's kind of a big uphill ride where you have to help your horse by, you know, going forward. When you go down, you have to go backwards. And my horse was perfect. Clay's horse was kind of a Clydesdale in there, and he was funny. When Clay wanted him to go the way all the other horses went, he didn't want to do that. He wanted to go his own way. So he was a little stubborn, let's say it that way. But Clay handled it well. So and Eddie had a good horse. My daughter had a good horse. We went in two shifts because we have dogs, and dogs are not allowed there, of course, because of the horses. And so Clay and I went in one shift together with a Belgium dad and his daughter, who, by the way, have family in Gilroy. What are the odds? That's where we live. It was a cool group to ride with. And the highlight is the picture in the redwood tree where everybody gets taken the picture. You have to park your horse backwards into the tree, and then somebody's taking the picture. It was kind of cool. And Sarah and Eddie rode with their guide by themselves. They had no other partners in their ride. And while they rode, Clay and I were visiting the corkscrew tree, which I put photos in as well. Redwood Buckarettes, 2 thumbs up. That was awesome. And let's show you. I have the t-shirt to prove that I rode the Redwoods.
So we ate the liquid layer that's between the bark and the wood. As the tree grew, the scar grew with it. And then along came fire. And fires aren't too dangerous to the redwood forest because the bark is naturally fire resistant. But because there's no bark in this one spot, the fire could come in and burn out the whole inside of this tree. But the tree is still alive and well today.
Daddy, this is Red. He's gonna be your horse. Okay.
Super.
Cool. So you can come up
Das
here.
Mädel hat den Cover.
And then this here will go right over your horn. Okay. You can put your water in.
I'm terrified. You know I did this.
So just put your left foot in there. Mess it not over. You stand up with your nose at all. Okay. So good. With Red, you can just hold on with one hand here at the knot.
Okay.
And to turn left, you just pull left.
Okay.
To go right, you pull right. And to slow down and stop, you just pull straight back to your stomach. If you keep pulling back, he does know how to back up.
Okay.
So So if he starts doing that, you can just let loose on his reins.
Okay.
And he has a little nibble knot on him because he tries to eat. So he might try to do that on the trail.
Okay.
And if he does, you can just pull his head up.
Okay.
You're fine.
Das Mädel gestern hat den auch
Yeah, you're
geritten.
good.
Der ist brav.
Ja, Medi hat bloß
Oh,
Angst, weil sie
he
vom
won't.
Pferd fallen ist.
Ja.
Alright, I'm gonna get your mama on.
Wen krieg ich? Angst. Das ist ein großes Pferd. Das Ding ist riesig. Wie groß ist es?
Das ist der, wo der Xilé gehabt hat.
Ja, super.
Bin mir aber nicht sicher.
Der, wo nicht auf dem Weg läuft, oder?
You can just take a bunch. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. This is Dally. All right. Put your left foot in. Swing your other leg over. And then, can you stand up and knock it all? Those feel good? Yeah. They look good. And with Dally, you can just do one hand on the knot there, just like that. To go left and go left, right to go right, and straight back to slow down and stop. And she does know how to back up too, so if you keep pulling, she'll back up. And she likes to try and eat too, and she's a very slow walker.
Okay. I like slow walking.
Yeah. Glad. Okay, I'm gonna go get my horse, and I'm gonna be your guide. So we're gonna head for that stop sign over there, and I'm gonna have Red and Addie just follow right behind me. Yep, just steer 'em over. And then I'll have Mama Dally. This way. We're gonna be hitting the back stitch a lot too, so you might have to yeah.
Another cool tour was our town tour to Ferndale with the Victorian houses everywhere, and of course I'm a screenplay writer, so I was interested in the filming locations of the movie Majestic, which is more or less downtown Ferndale, and Salems Lot, the Stephen King horror movie. And this is the cemetery, for example, or the Marsden house. The Marsden house looks totally different than in the movie because they had built some kind of house around the real house. So it looks nothing like the movie. But there are 4 filming locations for Salem's Lot we visited. It's the street where the main character parked his car, the boarding house, of course the cemetery, and next to the cemetery there is a church which is no longer a church, it's a music venue which they call the Ryman of the West, and that was pretty cool. Ferndale is really nice. The shop owners are pet friendly. Everywhere are bowls with water for the dogs, so it's a cool town to visit. It was one of my favorite towns we visited. We visited Fortuna, Ferndale, Arcata, Eureka, but Ferndale was my favorite one. Another eatery I want to mention is Fresh Freeze in Eureka. This is an old-time diner with 50s vibe, and they had the best burgers I had in a very, very long time. So it doesn't look like much when you drive by, but it's an awesome place. You get fantastic fries, and I ate a burger there. They have black bean burgers, or how they call it? No, garden burgers. So try the burgers, garden burgers or meat burgers. They're both good. We all were happy, and the fries were really good too. And yeah, that I wanted to mention. Don't miss that one. Fresh Freeze Eureka. Another stop, I'm glad we did. My husband is not so happy about it because we bought a lot of stuff there. That's the Gem and Mineralshop outside Fortuna, right on Highway 101. You will see the sign when you pass it. And they had, to decent prices, jewelry. Look at all my rings, gemstone jewelry, my earrings, look. The little trees come from there, and local artists, jewelry, and to decent prices, and also gemstones and rocks. So I bought a couple of stuff there. And the guy who owns the shop, I talked to him, and he's actually from Morgan Hill, that's our neighbor town, and he moved there to Fortuna and loves it there. I could live there too, in a heartbeat. But we probably would have a problem with our property tax right now. We live in our house here in Gilroy, and we have very low property tax because Clay bought that house in the 90s when it wasn't much worth. And if we would move now to Fortuna or Ferndale, the property tax would be the price not so much, but the property tax would hit us badly. Anyway, just on the side, some information. So we were laughing because it's amazing. We meet people from Morgan Hill, we meet Belgians with family in Gilroy, and we are in Humboldt County. What are the odds? So we actually planned one full day for it, and we needed it. We're driving down the Avenue of the Giants from Orick with the corkscrew tree all the way to Phillipsville, where the Bigfoot Museum is. And we loved it. We loved all the different trees. They give you maps, and if you go in one of the souvenir shops, you get even a better free map, and they cross the points where you should not miss. You cannot take dogs on the walks, but you can take them to the tree locations if you keep them in your arm, or like that. So we had no problems with it, and it was a cool day, so we also left them in the car because we were standing right next to the car. So we didn't go to big grove walks, we left the dogs behind, of course. Of course, Clay had to drive through that tree. There's one tree you can drive through. I mean, it's kind of a rip-off. They charge you $10 or something, and all you do is driving through the tree. And me and a couple of other wives were standing there while the guys were lining up to drive through that tree. You have only a few inches left and right from your car. Our Jeep was a little easier because it's not that big, but we said it must be a guy thing, because none of us wanted to drive through that damn tree. Why? Why would you drive through the tree? But the guys had to drive through. It's a guy thing. So I took a little video how Clay drove through the redwood tree with the Jeep Wrangler, so he can prove it to everybody. And the other thing, last but not least, there are really beautiful beaches, not just for redwood forests. So one of them is Patrick's Point. There's also a campground, but I don't think you get in with a big rig, so you have to look at it first. But it's awesome view to cliffs and to the beach, and it's worth visiting Patrick's Point. And I put some pictures in after I do all the others. So I hope you have fun with this video. It's a little wrap up. We didn't really encounter really bad stuff, so I don't have any negative review. I picked the places and spots which really impressed me, and I hope it helps you when you are in that area. Check them out. And as I say in California, peace out. Pow. Until the next rodeo with the Tater Cowgirls.
Yeah, we are driving through. Clay has to drive through the tree. And he made it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Clay. Happy birthday to you. And many more.